Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today. For today's video, I'm going to be doing my top 5 favourite movies of 2023 and my top 5 favourite TV shows of 2023. I was originally planning on doing this separately, but then I thought it would just be easier to combine the two videos. And yeah, just thought it'd be just to give a general overview of what my favourite movies and TV shows of last year were, and then hopefully this year I want to start doing more seasonal wrap-ups and talk about like my favourite movies and TV shows at the end of each season. So that's kind of my goal moving forward, but I thought I would just do an overview of my favourites. So I'm going to start off with my favourite movies. So I will just say I did actually see Taylor Swift The Eras Tour on at the cinema, and that was fantastic. It's not on this list because it's technically not a movie. So I did see it at the cinema, but yeah, I just thought for the purpose of this video, just talk about the movies. But yes, that was fantastic, watching that on the big screen. Kind of sad that I'm not going to be able to get to see it when she comes to Australia, but there was just no way I was getting tickets. So, but yeah, so that is like an honourable mention, that Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. So starting with number 5, I have The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This really surprised me. I wasn't planning much of this at all. And then I thought, you know what, I've seen all the other Hunger Games movies at the cinema. I did read the book. I did like the book. And it just felt weird to not go and see it. So I went along to see it, and I was very pleasantly surprised how much I love this. And I'm glad that they stuck to just the one movie. It was very long, but it was worth it because we got that build up to the end of the film, and we saw like Snow's character sort of becoming the person that he is in the Hunger Games, like 70 odd years later, and just all the little references to Katniss and things like that, and sort of getting some of that explanation for why he hated her so much. So I did think that was very interesting how they showed that. So yeah, so number 5 is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Number 4, I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This movie was a roller coaster to watch. I'm not much of a crier at movies. This one had me tearing up quite a bit. It was like 1 minute I was laughing, the next minute I was practically sobbing at some scenes, particularly with the rocket scenes and all of that. And yeah, was not expecting the emotional roller coaster that this movie was, but it's definitely my favourite of the Guardians trilogy, and out of the Marvel movies we got this year, it's definitely my favourite of that one. So it's number 4. And then at number 3 we have Killers of the Flower Moon. So this one, this was a very interesting watch because well, the first thing is it's a really long movie. It's like 3.5 hours long, which it normally doesn't bother me, like really long movies, but I don't normally see them at the cinema, because if I'm watching a really long movie, I prefer to watch it at home, because then at least that way, if I need to pause it for anything or stuff, I can have little breaks in between. So this was an experience watching such a long movie. It was worth it though. It was such a very harrowing movie to watch. Seeing just the story play out like it did, and yeah, it's fantastic cast. Like it was pretty perfect. Don't think it's one I'm going to be able to sit through again though, because I think this is definitely a one and done movie for me. But yeah, not my favourite Martin Scorsese movie, but it's very good. It's yeah, it was a fantastic movie, and I'm glad I did go to see it at the cinema. So that's that one. Then for number 2, I have Oppenheimer. So another long movie that I saw at the cinema this year, or last year rather, because we're in 2024 now. Yeah, what a film this was. it was, yeah, such an interesting movie scene. So, plus, I didn't actually know much about the process in which they made the atomic bomb, so that was very fascinating to learn that side of it. And then, of course, with the political drama and fallout that happened after it, it was very interesting to watch. And the style of the movie as well, where like the Senate scenes and all of that were filmed in black and white, I thought that was very like an interesting filming choice. And yeah, just sort of the back and forth and how jarring it was, like knowing that they were making this weapon of mass destruction that was going to ruin like millions of lives, and sort of when they tested it successfully and seeing them all cheer and stuff, and it's like, this is going to basically destroy a whole city. And yeah, just, and that process where they were deciding what city they were going to destroy, that was very harrowing to watch. Yeah, and it was sort of just a bit of like an eye-opener to what went on. So yeah, Oppenheimer was fantastic. I didn't see it with Barbie, unfortunately. I could not make that schedule work. I did see Barbie though, but just I didn't get to do Barbieheimer, unfortunately. But yes, absolutely loved Oppenheimer. So we get to my favorite movie of 2023, which may or may not surprise some people, but for me, it was Wonka. I know I've heard so many mixed things about this, and I get it. It's not going to be for everybody, but I had such an amazing time at the cinema watching this movie, and I love musicals. If you've been following my channel for a while now, you will know that I love musicals. It's like my favorite genre. And yeah, because I didn't actually know going in that it was a musical. Like, I knew it was a prequel about Wonka, but I didn't know it was a full-on musical. And I know now that they were trying to hide the fact that it was a musical, which I think did it a big disservice, because it being a musical is what made the movie. I loved all the numbers. It was just such a joy to watch. And yeah, it's I'm glad I did actually go to see it, because I was sort of on the fence, because I do love the original 1971 film, but this one was perfect. And I get the appeal of Timothy Chalamet, I think that's his name. I understand the appeal now. So but yes, it was such an amazing movie, and yeah, my favorite of 2023. Maybe a bit of a controversial opinion, but yes, I loved it. So that was my top 5 favorite movies of 2023, and then my top 5 favorite TV shows. Some of these are older shows, like they didn't all come out in 2023, because I did go through periods where I just binge watched so many shows, and yeah, they were like some of my new favorites. So at number 5, we have Good Omens season 2. So I had watched season 1 when that first came out, and then I rewatched season 1 in preparation for season 2. I'm so glad I did, because season 2 was fantastic. Speaking of emotional roller coasters, that ending was so heartbreaking, and I know it's been renewed for a 3rd and final season. I'm definitely excited for that, because yeah, that ending, if it had been cancelled and that was the ending for the thing, that would have been like having it end like that. But yes, I love everything about Good Omens. I love David Tennant, and is it Michael Sheen? Is that how you? Because I always get it. I always get it confused. Yeah, Michael Sheen. I had the right actor. So yes, it was just absolutely perfect casting with Michael Sheen and David Tennant. I loved it as Aziraphale and Crowley, and yeah, they were perfect in this one. And the ending just destroyed me. So definitely can't wait for season 3 now. So Then at number 4, this is a bit of an odd one because this one came out over 10 years ago. It was a miniseries. It's the sci-fi adaptation of Alice in Wonderland. The main reason I wanted to watch this was because Andrew Lee Potts played the Mad Hatter, and I went through a bit of a Andrew Lee Potts obsession. Still am in the middle of it because I'm trying to watch everything he's done. Same with Douglas Henschel. And yeah, it was one of my favorites that I watched. I loved everything about it. I loved Andrew Lee Potts' Mad Hatter. It was, yeah, I liked sort of the different take on the Alice in Wonderland story, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun and one of my favorite things that I watched in 2023. And then we have one of my big obsessions that I spent a month binge watching this, and that is Death in Paradise. I watched 12 seasons of this show in like a month. I mean, to be fair, there are like 8 episodes a season, so it's very easy to watch it, and it was like one of the few things I was watching as well at the time, so it was just what my go-to. And yeah, and I also watched the Christmas special that came out at the end of last year, so because I think season 13 is starting at some point this month, so I will be watching that when that starts. But yes, I love Death in Paradise. I mainly started it because Ben Miller was in the first 2 seasons. I had no idea what was in store for his character at the end of season 2. I knew he left, but I wasn't expecting it to be that way. Because I was like, oh yeah, he's left, he's gone back to London, it'll be fine. It was not fine. I don't think I've been that upset about the fate of a character in a really long time for a TV show. And yeah. So that was kind of heartbreaking watching that one. And of course, because there's been so many different actors take on the role of the DI in this show, because at the moment it's Ralph Little, he's playing the current DI, but I just love this show. It's got, it's like a really cozy crime show, if there's such a thing, because, there's usually a brutal murder that takes place, and then the team investigates. So, but I love this show. It's one of my all-time favorites, and I'm so glad I discovered it this year, last year again. So, speaking of crime shows, we have Shetland at number 2, which, this is sort of where the Douglas Henschel obsession really kicked off, because I rewatched Primeval, which I'm also rewatching right now. I started a rewatch of it, and I wanted to watch Shetland because that's his other big TV show that he did. Absolutely loved it. Again, this was another show I binged pretty quickly because it's like 6 episodes, and yeah, I went through a bit of a British crime drama phase. I loved Shetland. It's it got really dark towards the end of the season, up to Douglas Henschel's last season, because he did leave at the end of season 7, which I did know going into the show that he was no longer a part of it. I did watch season 8. I did like the new detective. I'll be curious to see if they do renew it for season 9, but because the first 2 seasons are based on the books by Anne Cleeves, which I am starting to work my way through now. So, because I think at the time there was only 4 books or something, and she's written a lot more now. So I think there's 8 books in total. So, yes, it's the first 2 seasons are based on the books, and then it does its own case. And it was really interesting because each season would be dedicated to its own individual case, and yeah, it's so we sort of see how they sort of investigate the story, the crime that's been committed, follow through leads and things like that, and yeah, and then we sort of follow the story, the main detectives, and then their the supporting characters as well, and I just loved it. And yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite shows now. So, again, with Death in Paradise. So, we have my favorite show of 2023 2023, and that is Doctor Who. So I watched, of course, the 60th anniversary specials, and I absolutely loved them. I also loved the Christmas special as well. So I have seen, of course, watched the Christmas special, but the 60th anniversary specials were amazing. It was great seeing the 10th Doctor and Donna again. And yeah, I loved how they sort of resolved what happened to Donna at the end of series 4, even though it was rather rude of them pointing out that that was 15 years ago. Like, how was 2008 15 years ago? But anyway, I absolutely loved it. I loved Neil Patrick Harris as the toy maker. He was fantastic in this, like in the last episode, like the 3rd special. That was brilliant. The whole thing at Unit, yeah, that was fantastic. It was great seeing Mel again as well. I wasn't expecting her because I hadn't followed any real like casting news and that. I knew Neil Patrick Harris was going to be the toy maker, but beyond that, I didn't know anything else. And yeah, so when I was like, is that Mel? And then yeah, so that was great seeing her back working for Unit. So, but yes, it was just great, and I'm so excited for the next season. And yeah, just, I mean, I did like Jodie Whittaker's run, but sort of by the end of it, it was just kind of those scenes where it was starting to feel like a chore watching the show, which I don't want that to happen because it is my favourite show. And just, I don't know, it felt like some of the spark for the episode, like that Doctor Who was gone. And I'm glad that Russell T Davies is back at the helm, and it's sort of giving the show the just giving it that energy back. And yeah, I can't wait for the show, to watch new episodes and that. So so Doctor Who, the 60th anniversary specials were my favourite, and yeah, the Christmas special, my favourite TV show of 2023, and it's great that Doctor Who's back up the top of my list again. So so there we have it. Those are my top 5 favourite movies and my top 5 favourite TV shows of 2023. So I will do another wrap up at the end of February to talk about my favourite TV shows and movies of the summer. So I'm going to stop it here. Thank you guys for watching, and until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye!